Hi guys, my name is Michaela and welcome to my channel. This is going to be my first YouTube video, and by my first YouTube video I would like to introduce you to the topic of momentary happiness and long-term happiness. So let's dive into it, and I hope you're gonna enjoy this video with what momentary happiness is, but just shortly. Momentary happiness, I believe it's something really short-lived feeling, joy, or satisfaction from certain experience or something for you to understand more. Sometimes we have bad days, right? What is the first thing we do? I believe it's always, something that is going to give us pleasure and some level of dopamine. For me, in the past, it was when I had bad day, I went to eat out to feel just better, or I bought some book because it's giving me also some sense of happiness. I went for shopping because this is something that also can give you some certain dopamine and some certain happiness. But momentary happiness can also look this, like this, and like this. What I wanted to say by that momentary happiness also mean overconsumption, and we are just buying things to make ourselves happy, but we don't even need them. For example, when it comes to clothes, we don't need them, we don't wear them, and they are just laying in our room and nothing is happening. And it was same with me and with my story. So let's dive into my story a bit more. Sometimes our people, not satisfied with themselves and with their lives, and they don't even realizing that. It was my case. I was at some point happy, because I was always focused on the future, this perfect version of me, perfect version of Michaela, successful Michaela with better job, Michaela with higher income. There is always something that you seek and you need and you want, and sometimes you are forgetting about your present. And your present, maybe it's not that bad, but it's not, this fully happy present. So what we are often doing, we are just, need more dopamine in our lives. So we are going to shop, we are buying that clothes, we are going for that lunch and spending money we don't have. We are buying expensive designer things that we can't even afford because we just want to get something, luxurious and something that is giving us some certain type of pleasure. So, what's the point of that? When it comes to my story, I was same like that. Like I wanted to be always better, and I completely forgot about my present. My present was just, something that I was, flowing through, but I was still kind of living in the future, and my present was completely focused on momentary happiness and on short-lived feeling in the form of buying clothes, going to eat out, going for a coffee, and just those things that are going to give you some feeling, but in the end of the day, you are not happy, and everything is bad. At one point, I came to realization that, my Lord, I'm not happy in my present. I'm living in my future, and my present is only focused on short-term satisfaction. And I was like, that's bad because I don't want to live like this. Always seek something, always be better, always wants more. And at some point, I completely forgot who I am in the present. I was, living in my future. At that point, I became really depressed and I had not nice depression. And it was hard. I was blaming everyone, whole world, all people for something that is my problem. I was blaming people around me that they have better opportunities and better jobs and they have something I want and I need and I desire. I was blaming people a lot. I was hating people. And I'm not proud of that, but I need to admit that to be able to move on. And so I was full of hate, full of anger, but I was also living in the future. I was saying, like, okay, maybe I'm not there yet, but I will be there because my future version is perfect, it's successful, it's happy, it's living in an amazing house with amazing family. And I was just stuck in the future and not living my present. So maybe some of you are familiar with that. At that point, I came to decision, like, and I was wondering, is there anything that I could change? Is there anything that I could, make to be happy with my present and not just to be focused on the future? At that moment, I came to the topic of long term happiness, and I started to educate myself about long term feeling. Yes, that was nice point that lead me to focusing on present and how to be happy in the present. I was reading a lot about mindset and how to change that to, see things differently, because how you see world is everything. I was reading a lot of books about psychology and I became really interested to that topic because I knew one thing, or I knew two things. I can live for my future and I can hate my present, but I can make it better by momentary happiness and by buying things and going to eat out and spend money that I don't have. Or I can try to like my present and still work on my future. Of course, I wanted the second option, right? So I dive into the topic of long-term happiness. And long-term happiness is lasting feeling, lasting satisfaction, and lasting joy. It's deeply rooted, so it requires a lot of self-reflection, and you need to work with yourself a lot to be able to achieve some type of happiness like this. But I will get to that, how to achieve that. I believe like this type, of long-term happiness, it's something that is giving you, sense of fulfillment and really high level of well-being. And how to achieve that? Effort. Everything is about effort. We can expect better future and better mindset and better everything by, just sitting and waiting. And for me, it was really hard to realize that I need to work on myself a lot. I need to read a lot. I need to educate myself. I need to always be better, and I need to learn to be able to achieve something like this. It requires a lot of effort and a lot of self reflection. You need to face your fear. You need to face who you are. You need to admit who you are now and who you want to be. Because sometimes you are going to admit you are no one in the moment, but your successful self is somewhere there. You can be just, focus on that. You need to also admit who you are now. And I know that it's hard to admit if you don't like your current version of yourself. It's really hard to admit that. I know that, but you need to try. You need to try because this is the key. You need to be happy with who you are now, even though it's not perfect. But you need to be happy with who you are now to be able to come to that future and to live and to be that version of you. How you can achieve that? You need to be grateful. In the end of the day, always write on small paper what are you grateful for. I'm doing that every day and it's helping me because in the past I didn't like my present and it was shitty. I was like depressed, but I try to find one thing a day that I'm grateful for. It can be even sun outside. It can be even good feeling and it can be smile from the stranger. But there's always something that you can be grateful for. Practice that because at that point you will realize that your present is not that bad. There is always one thing to be grateful for. You need to also practice mindfulness. And mindfulness is a bit different to practice. You need to work with your thoughts. For people works journaling. It also works for me, but I prefer meditation, where I'm, just, coming to some state of peace. It's really working for me. You should try that. But if you are not that person, I recommend you just to go for a walk without phone. That's important, without phone. And, just think and reflect. Work with yourself. I know that it's scary to face your fear and to face your thoughts and to face who you are, but you need to do that if you want to achieve long term happiness and if you want to be happy with your present. So practice that. I would like to wrap up this video by some message. I don't want to talk more about me. You know my journey already. I wasn't happy with my present. I was living for my future. So I tried to change that, became satisfied with who I am. You can do that same. And don't forget, if you are not happy with your present, and if you are just getting some short lived happiness in the form of buying things, this is not the key and you're going to burn out. I don't want that for you because it happened to me and it was really bad. You don't want to experience that. Focus on long term, focus how you want to feel because in the end, best job, a lot of money, they are not giving to give you peace. You need to focus how you want to feel in the future. This is the key. So please think about how you want to feel and in what state of mind you want to be in the future and work on your long-term happiness by practicing gratitude, practicing mindfulness, and self-reflecting. You need to work with your thoughts and your fears. It's scary, but I managed. You will manage too, and I'm here for you. So I believe that's everything from me, and I would like if you would subscribe to my channel. I believe I could help you on your journey, and my channel will always be here for you. So see you until the next time. Bye.